Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest in Medford, Oregon. I'm Dana Cowley and my guest now is Brad Hicks. He's the president and CEO of the Medford Chamber of Commerce, and the Chamber was gracious enough to allow us to videotape here today. Thank you for letting us be here.
Anytime.
Tell us, what's the top priority that you're working on for the Chamber?
Well, as I was telling you earlier, top priorities I think is probably a better way to put it because we always have so much on the plate. But one of the things that we have been working on for some time in partnership with the City of Medford and private sector participants is this notion of a conference convention multi-use facility, multi-purpose facility. We don't have one. We have hotels that have conference space, but we don't have a true multi-purpose space or convention space. And I want to be clear to say the Chamber Board is not suggesting we have to have one. What they're suggesting is it's a good time in our community's history to take a look at it and see if we're ready for such a public space.
And that does seem to have a size and a number to it when you look at other Northwest communities.
Yeah.
When your city hits about 100,000, I think you're looking at it at the right time. That's when a city normally decides to put in some type of visitors and convention bureau and then expand upon it, because you kind of have to have that in order to draw the bigger events. And then you get the tourism pop that is the result of you having a facility to draw those bigger events in.
Yeah, very much so. And you know, our community has really, because we don't have that type of space, we've been very focused on outdoor recreation, and that's another priority I can speak to in a minute, but outdoor recreation and sports tourism. But those folks need facilities too. So they might want to do a coach's dinner or a player's banquet or something along those lines, and to be able to have some space where large groups of people can meet. And then again, for any of us in the Pacific Northwest that attend conferences, you know that there are 5 or 10 spaces throughout Oregon and Washington where you're pretty much going to go to those cities and those venues if you are going to participate in a conference. I think our question is, why not Medford?
Well, Medford's a lovely place. You've got nice weather. You're expanding airport. There's no reason for it not to be in the Medford-Ashland
You're
area.
hired. Yeah, well, we can always use more champions for Medford and Southern Oregon and the Rogue Valley. But you're right. We have so many natural amenities between the river and the mountains and fly fishing and rafting and hiking and all the things that people love to do. But then we are also the commercial center. And of course that also informs a lot of our other priorities. Because we are the commercial center, this is where people in the region tend to work. It's where they, it's their hospital, it's the medical center. So even though we're not quite 100,000, we're about 80,000, give or take, in the city, but close to 200,000 in the county. And really in our MSA, close to 500,000. So Medford serves as a regional hub for 7 to 9 county area, and that's a good thing. It creates some challenges. You know, you have a lot of people that use your transportation infrastructure and things like that. So never a dull moment.
Well, and you have one other thing that certainly historically attracts people to those types of facilities, if you're actually going to go ahead and build one, is you've got Crater Lake, the Redwoods, and the coast not too far.
Yeah.
And say if I'm coming maybe from Utah or Idaho and I'm interested in coming to this area for a convention, maybe I stay an extra day or two and drive out a little bit to see some of those things that aren't in my state. And so you have a couple of other regional attractions that would help you pull in some conventions from a little further out.
You bet. We are really kind of the gateway to all those things you just mentioned. And then one that we haven't talked about, and this is another priority for us as the Visitor and Convention Bureau for our area, we were recently named by Wine Enthusiast magazine as one of the top 10 international, not Oregon or regional, but top 10 international wine destinations. Uh-huh. That's a pretty big deal.
What a nice compliment to you.
We think so. We have so many great wineries in this area. and a fantastic region, weather-wise, climate-wise, for wine grape growing. In fact, a lot of people don't know that a lot of Southern Oregon grapes are in award-winning wines in other parts of our state. So great region for growing grapes, a lot of great winemakers, and that's really putting Southern Oregon on the wine map.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with
Thank
these
you.
efforts. Thank you for hosting us.
Always.
Thank you for being on the set. We appreciate it so much. This is Brad Hicks. He's the president and CEO of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. I'm Dana Cowley, and you're watching Charter Local Edition Northwest.